Here's a great HPS setup here. Double bottom divergence. These have been working great here. We're going to just jump in on this right now. Plus that downward wedge pattern. So I think we have a very easy stop here underneath that previous low. And you can see the low here is 50.75. And this low over here was 50.75. So 50.75, we'll put that stop here at 50.50, and you can see the good divergence here playing out. Now these are the setups. You guys have a great conversation going in the room today. Some traders guests on there talking about stops and and profits and how to set up your risk management and everything that goes along with trading. Well, again, one of the key setups that I love is this divergence setup, and it's very easy to put your stop in right at the lows here. So our lows are already established. The only thing we have to worry about is where we're going to take profits, because the market is in a slight downtrend. So I mean, here you have, you have some money coming into the trade, but again, you always want to get the most possible. It's just that's the key. The hardest part is where to take profits. I mean, like we could always say, taking profits is always positive. If you get out of your trade in a positive manner and make some money, then it's successful. No way to argue that. No way to argue. Looking back, you get out here, maybe you get 2 ticks out of it, and ends up going up 3 ticks, or up 3 points. Yeah, you're going to have an issue with that. But that's why we have these certain setups. And this is one of those setups. So, typically I look for that 3 tick to 5 tick move. Kind of measure it out with the stochastics here. If we get that fast rotation on the 80, I'll look at taking it off. Sometimes I'll just put that automated area in it, take it out after a point or 4 ticks or even 3 ticks if I think we're, getting close to a level that we might run into a little problem. And in some cases like this pattern in itself, love the setup. You have that divergence, you have that double bottom. It works just as good as the regular divergence where you have the lower low in the divergence. So we're going to look at these as an important level. Let's try to just sneak out of here without turning over on us. And that's the again, that's the key. That is the key. Now we've been using the ram in the bush indicator, the lower band here, and as you can see, it was very clear on this, very clear here also that you had that divergence right here. So 54. We're going to try to sneak out of here at 53.75. Now we're getting overbought on the fast or on our ram in the bush, and that's been very key all day. If we go back to this one, and again, you can see each time we've gotten up over that. There we go. Excellent. All right, so each time we get up there, we have the probability of just turning over and stuff. But that's exactly what we want to see. Good setups like that. Already measured out. It could move higher, definitely. But, the signal is the key. If you see the signal, that takes care of everything. It takes together the second guessing and stuff. We know things that work. There's about, you can put them on one hand, 3 to 4, 5 even setups that we look for that are high probability setups that give us a directional move, that give us confidence to get in, and then we can also define our stop right away. All right, so we'll pause this video. Maybe we'll come back with another if I see another setup. But right now I'm doing the HPS video for the members of Day Trading Radio. Members of Day Trading Radio get the watch list getting set up for next week. So I'm working on that, and I'm jumping back and forth. But if I do see another good setup, we'll take it once again. And that's all we have to do. Just wait for the setups. And now, as I continue just to talk about this, you see how we pushed up against this trend line and how we're starting to kind of rotate back. We also got overbought here, and there's a good shot that we could actually start to pull back here a little, just a little, and that's just enough to give a lot of traders heartburn. But and we're not even worried about it. We're worried about this signal, taking profits, moving on. If it moves higher, great. Remember, we always try to pay attention to that 5-minute setup. 5-minute setup here, SPX, is probably sold. It is oversold. It's kind of a weird flat line oversold level. It's kind of weird. You could look at this almost as a positive divergence, where you started holding off of recent lows. Right here. Started holding off of recent lows as you made lows, or you can actually look at that kind of embedded, kind of weak. We're right off of a trend line too. So all these things are very tough to deal. The 60-minute and the trend line is really key too. Could go either way right now. Would not be surprised to see a continued bounce here. But again, like I said, discipline, patience, and having your trade set up for you is the most important thing. We'll be back. Just going to touch base here. As we can see, the pattern continued to play out. So I haven't touched this yet. I mean, we just did have a triple stochastic setup here. Didn't have a great reversal candle, but we did have an X marks the spot. We had a pivot area, support to pivot, underlying trend line, and we bounced right back up to the top trend line. And for what we call this, kind of a little wedge pattern channel. But typically, this will start to break out to the upside as you get down into a level that's closer to that 60 to 75% chance, or 75% area of the pattern. And if this was kind of, but it is a kind of a not the standard wedge pattern. It's more of that channel look here. But either way, what I would be looking for here, and again, I'm not going to take this unless I see this setup, is typically in this type of setup, we look for those divergences to play out, and those divergences usually time the breakout here well. So this has a good shot of breaking out here now, but I'm not going to take that. I'm busy just doing a new video on Whole Food Mart right now. But if I do see that pull back a little bit further, break down underneath this support to pivot area, and then maybe bounce and then retest it and get a little lower down here, that will be that divergent inside this pattern, and we'd probably get a nice move off of it. And I'd like to show you that trade, but it has to show up first. So I'm not going to press this, even though, like I said, downward channels starting to get extended here, typically break a little bit higher out of this. So I'll come back if we do get that set up, but right now we do not have it.